On approach has allowed us to pull together huge amounts of data that it just wasn't possible across the various systems that we have in place at Topline, and get it into a format that's easily transferable. It can be encrypted so it's secure, and they can then digest it and run very complex statistical models to generate output that we can then use in targeted marketing campaigns at Topline. This one was a next best product project. So what we did was we took all this data and we looked at what kind of member behavior took place that signaled them taking on an additional product. So in the first example, we looked at what sort of characteristics and behaviors were determinative of somebody who was likely to take on an auto loan. And they developed this model that pulled all these pieces of data together, basically a set of criteria. We looked at, okay, if these people follow these, say, 8 steps, then the 9th was to take out an auto loan. Well, then we identified people who'd gone through maybe 5 or 6 of these steps, generated a target list with their propensity to take on an auto loan based on how far they progressed down this path, and we used that in a targeted marketing piece, and we had a lot of success with that. We got a lot of uplift. Actually, even before that targeted marketing piece went out, when we looked at their model output, the applications that were coming in, if you looked at their top decile, they were like more than twice as likely to submit an application even before they'd received any marketing material from us. Really being able to dig into the deepest level of detail wasn't possible before. With our core system data, it's really a gold mine. I mean, you have all of the deposit transactions. You see how debit transactions are taking place, but when you're looking at it directly in the core, that's really optimized as an operational system. That's for the front line. It's not for reporting or analytics on the back end. So pulling all that stuff into a warehouse that's really designed for that purpose, being able to look at a huge number of transactions efficiently, it's powerful, and it's enabled us to really understand our members' behavior much better. We've been with On Approach now over 3 years, and it's some of the stuff that we're talking about here is relatively recent. It's been a lot of work just laying the foundations, and the product's been evolving this whole time too, and we're finally, I feel like we're on the cusp of really being able to build some cool stuff. I mean, I'm already going into the back end, building data sources that you can link to Microsoft Office tools that, I mean, we talked about how everyone's using Excel or misusing Excel, but actually, I mean, it's something that everyone's relatively comfortable with. If you can build something in Excel that links to live data that's centralized, it's one source of truth, then everybody, regardless of the department, is looking at the same thing in a tool that they're familiar with. It's pretty powerful stuff. We have some dashboard software that we're just getting started using. Just being able to deliver the information in a much more timely manner. We have some self-service type reports that we've built. So now branch staff, our loan producers, they can go in every day and see, what have I done month to date? What have I done year to date? What's my production look like? How many checking accounts have I opened? In those checking accounts, what was the opening balance? Are these accounts still active? They can see all that stuff for themselves rather than having to call someone like me and have me pull a bunch of stuff and they're waiting for me to get work done, fit into schedules. It's just, it's great having all this information right at your fingertips, and the sky's really the limit as far as the development goes. Process-wise, I think just, it's monitoring. It's being on top of metrics that we always knew were important. You just couldn't really get a handle on them because collecting the data was always too difficult. Now we've gone through a process. It's been a lengthy process, but now it's nailed down. It's happening every day without any manual intervention at all. It's just there when you get in the morning. So now it's just a matter of determining what's important for people to see. What are the things we need to be measuring and get that in front of them.